So you've been feeling stuck. By the end of this video, you're going to know why you feel stuck, the mechanisms behind it, and how to break free and finally feel like you're progressing through life, along with these signs and mechanisms behind it all, so you can actually understand and apply what you learn. This video is split into 3 stages, and the first one is dopamine. You try to start the thing that matters, studying, training, building a skill, and your brain instantly says, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. You feel mentally itchy. You keep checking your phone, you keep switching tasks, and by the end of the day, you've done a lot, but you didn't move forward, and that's why you feel stuck. It's not laziness, it's that your motivation system is being trained to chase the wrong rewards. Here's how it works. I'm sure you've all heard of the infamous chemical, dopamine. It's not just a pleasure chemical. Dopamine is your brain's go button that learns what is exciting and worth chasing. When you repeatedly consume high intensity, low effort rewards like video games, porn, junk food, and drinking, you start to condition your brain to expect large rewards with minimal effort. If you feed a kid candy every 10 seconds, vegetables start to feel like a punishment. The same learning principle is used in variable ratio reinforcement. Basically, it's like pulling a toy from a mystery box. You keep pulling because maybe the next one is going to be the best. This then creates a mismatch because deep work and long-term goals pay off through delayed reinforcement and slow feedback loops. Your goal is a big tree, but it grows too slowly for your brain's patience. Your brain wants fireworks, and it wants it now. Over time, your baseline motivation to initiate effort starts to drop for boring tasks because the opportunity cost of effort feels high compared to instant rewards. Your brain isn't broken, it's just optimizing for the most stimulating option available. If the coolest toy is always on the table, you're not picking the boring puzzle. And you don't need a mystical dopamine detox. What you need is retraining, altering cues, reward timing, and task-reward coupling so your brain relearns what predicts reward. Basically, you don't need to reset your brain. You need to teach it new rules. Here's how. The fix is shifting reward timing. For the first half majority of your day, say 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., only be productive. Only do hard tasks that you know is moving your life forward. Later on, once you've had that successful day, only then enjoy some relaxation, whether it be watching YouTube or scrolling. This works because total restriction often backfires. Planned use prevents this binging we do. Basically, imagine if you ban candy forever. The second you have the chance, you're gonna eat the entire bag. But even if your dopamine system stops sabotaging you, you can feel stuck for an even dumber reason. The task is literally too hard to even start. And that's friction. You know what to do. You even want it, but starting feels heavy, like there's a force field around the task. So you prepare instead of doing. You reorganize, you plan, you watch tips, you procrastinate, you wait for motivation. Then you feel guilty, and that guilt becomes part of friction tomorrow. Our behavior is strongly shaped by action initiation costs. Basically, the number of steps it takes, the time to first progress, the uncertainty, and the cognitive load. Small barriers create a disproportionate drop-off because initiation relies on execution and working memory. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if there are too many doors open, you won't go outside. This is basically activation energy for anyone who studies chemistry out there, applied to habits. You need an initial push to begin. And more often than not, high friction is required to have that initial push. If the hill is steep, you need a big shove. If the hill is small, you roll easily. Friction also increases when the next step is unclear. Uncertainty creates decision costs, and your brain defaults to its easiest known loop. Maybe it's your phone, maybe it's your bed, maybe it's YouTube. If you don't know which Lego piece to grab, you're just gonna quit and do something else. Humans naturally show strong status quo bias. We stick with whatever is easiest right now. If your environment makes the bad one the default, you will drift there even with discipline. The solution is not to try harder. It's choice architecture. Reduce steps, make the good habit the default. Here are 3 ways to make the good habit the default. Number 1, build a 2-minute launch pad. Pick a goal, whether it be studying, gym, working on your business. Then create a physical setup that only takes 2 minutes to start. For example, a pre-packed gym bag or a clear desk. This way, you're lowering initiation costs. Number 2, do the first ugly rep. Your first action must be embarrassingly small and physically definable. For example, do 1 set of push-ups, solve 1 equation. This exploits the Zeigarnik effect. The effect is the physiological tendency to remember unfinished or interrupted tasks better than completed ones. Creating this cognitive tension that keeps them in our minds until resolved is like an open tab in our heads. In simple terms, if you start drawing 1 line, you're gonna want to finish the whole picture. Number 3, make distractions harder than your goal. Put your phone in another room. Log out of social media apps on your laptop. Use grayscale for addictive devices. This way, you're increasing the action cost of the unwanted behavior, so the default shifts. It's like putting cookies on the top shelf and having your homework right in front of you. But even with dopamine handled and friction destroyed, there's still one last missing piece. You can still sabotage yourself with this 1 sentence and you don't even notice. I'm not just that type of person. And that's identity. Sometimes you don't feel stuck because you lack strategies. You feel stuck because deep down, you don't actually believe that you're the kind of person that follows through. So every time you slip once, your brain goes, see? That's the real you. You stop, not because it's impossible, but because it threatens your self-image, how you perceive yourself. Identity operates as a self-schema, a cognitive model that predicts your behavior and filters evidence. You notice proof that matches your schema and ignore proof that contradicts it. When behavior contradicts with identity, you experience something called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is the mental discomfort or psychological stress when holding 2 or more contradictory beliefs, values, or attitudes. In simple terms, it's an uncomfortable, icky feeling that you get when your brain is holding 2 pieces of information or thoughts that don't fit together. Identity also becomes self-fulfilling via a self-perception theory. You infer who you are by observing what you repeatedly do. If you see yourself quitting a lot, you start believing you're a quitter. And the way out is not just affirmations, it's identity evidence. Repeated small wins that are too frequent and consistent to deny. Identity changes when the brain updates its model based on accumulated behavioral data. You don't become a reader by saying you're a reader. You become a reader by reading. Language in your head matters because it shapes self-schema activation. Saying to yourself, I'm trying to study, activates a fragile identity. Saying to yourself, I'm the kind of person who studies 7 hours a day, activates a rule-based identity. Don't say maybe, don't say you think, say, this is what I do, this is who I am. And here are 5 steps on how you can fix your identity. Step 1, pick 1 identity, not 10. Narrow identity targets, increase consistency, and reduce goal conflict. Basically, 1 superhero at a time, not the entire Avengers. Step 2, build an identity evidence ledger. Every night, write these 3 lines. Today, I kept my promise by blank. I almost broke it when blank. Tomorrow, I'll prove it by blank. This strengthens memory reconsolidation around success cues, increases self-perception via documented evidence. It's basically like collecting stickers that prove you're leveling up and making progress. Step 3, never miss twice. You can fail once, but never twice in a row. Missed the gym today, tomorrow 10 minutes minimum. Didn't study today, first ugly rep tomorrow morning. This prevents identity collapse from a single violation and protects your self-identity perception. It's okay to fall, but when you do, you stand up straight away so you don't forget how to walk. Step 4, change self-talk to rule talk. Replace all your identity sabotaging lines that you say to yourself. Don't say I'm lazy. Say you made it too hard. I need to reduce friction. Don't say I have no discipline. Say discipline is a system and I run it. Don't say I always quit. Say I never miss twice. You're switching from trait attribution to process attribution, which improves persistence. Don't say I'm bad, say I used the wrong plan. So guys, if you feel stuck, it's not your potential. It's these 3 systems misconfigured. Fix them and your momentum comes by default and you will feel like you're progressing through life. Hey, I'm Rio, and before I summarize this, you should know that I help young men go from stuck and directionless to disciplined with having a clear sense of purpose. And I do it through self-improvement content backed by science like this, so you don't actually just get the advice, but you actually understand it and can apply it to your life and change your life. I cover all sorts of topics like discipline, fitness, focus, dating, and so much more, along with the science behind it. Oh, life is one big equation, and this channel helps you solve it. All right, now for the quick recap. The first stage was dopamine. Fix that, retrain what your brain finds worth chasing. The second one was friction. Basically, reduce the activation energy and make good habits stand out. And then the last one, the missing piece, was identity. Stack proof until your self-image improves. And here's a mission I'm going to give you. From now on, keep promises to yourself. Don't break them until your self-respect becomes automatic. That's the whole game, and I promise it'll change your life. All the best. I'm rooting for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.